Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 75th streaming episode of The Spicy Oranges.
Man, we're very nearly octogenarians, everyone. Very nearly.
Hey, EZRA.
Hi, everyone.
We missed you last week, Ezra.
I don't know that you did. I think you all had a lot more fun without me, based on the stream that I watched.
Would have been better if you were there.
Nah,
It would have. Certainly less of a plan without you.
you listen. I think you all pulled that plan off spectacularly. You know, um,
There was a
I was
plan?
I was the only one who really something bad happened. It went off without a hitch.
This is what I put on my golf ball.
Oh my God.
It's pretty good.
My six dozen golf balls that I ordered.
That is amazing, Zach. Did you show Carl that?
Nice.
No, I made it today because they stopped making the logo that I used to use. So
Oh my God, that's so good. I gotta have one.
yeah,
I gotta
What was the
have
logo
one.
that you used to use?
it was just so the company I play Vice golf balls. I don't want to plug anybody here, but and on their website you could just get them stamped with something, and they had just a dachshund, so I don't have to like mark my
Nice.
balls. But they for some reason don't have it anymore, so I made my own. All right, sorry.
It's so good.
I knew you'd like it.
Oh my God. It's a bit of an inside joke, but it's really good.
The only problem with it is, like, if I had a really bad shot and somebody finds my ball, they know it's my ball. I can't play it off like somebody else hit one 3 fairways over.
That is kind of part of the fun of golf. If you do enjoy golf. Some people do, some people don't. Man, now I don't even I play golf once a year at a charity event, and now I want customized golf. How much do they cost? Are they expensive?
I mean, I buy 5 dozen at a time, so it's a little cheaper, but yeah, it's $30 a 12 pack probably.
Hey, Foxy Proxy, welcome back. I keep hoping that someone will volunteer to feature art, but we've like saturated our art market. Maybe we should have done it every other week.
I just shared mine.
What? Oh, that's true. Today's featured artist is Zerwin. I really can't get you to explain that story though. So let's just say it's a great rooster on a dachshund. Riding like the rooster riding a dachshund as a war mount into battle. A rooster riding a dachshund into battle against.
Yeah, they're obviously hunting badgers.
Yeah, I was gonna say badgers. There it is. Very good. Very good. There's a badger hunter right there. Look at him.
Oh, he would love to hunt a badger. Let's see if
But
he can.
not right now.
Right now, no.
There we
I mean,
go.
he's busy right now.
No, we were just outside though, and he heard something and he perked up like something fierce. He was ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he hear? You think another dog somewhere in the distance? Hey,
There have been skunks out and about
hey,
already, so
hey.
hopefully a skunk.
What's your
Yeah.
name? Bayorn. What? It's
Good boy,
Bayorn.
B. Good boy.
Well, fuck you, Bayorn. What?
Fuck you, Tony. Fuck you, Tony.
You've never seen that skit? Oh god, it's so good. So good. Hey Zem, thanks for stopping in. All right, people are here watching us. We're just talking about dogs yelling at each other in the night. We're talking about roosters riding dachshunds into battle against badgers, as they do. But now that we have some people watching us, right, Resident Old Lady, that's a great skit. I love that skit. By the way, Resident Old Lady, I'm excited for the batch of flowers that you're doing, and I just want to update you, Resident Old Lady, before we do recap here, that I bought. In case everyone doesn't know this, I bought one of the handcrafted bags that Resident Old Lady crochets, and it's like one of my daughter's favorite Christmas gifts.
It's pronounced crotchets.
Crotchets, excuse me. Yeah.
I'm gonna guys. I'm about to have my first sip of alcohol in 10 days.
Oh, don't put that in your body. It's the wrong color.
No, it's a blue Hawaii for a blue EZRA, an underwater EZRA. Let's hope this goes down smooth and that the antibiotics are all through the system.
All right. So let's recap a little bit.
It's like candy water.
You can't do that on stream. All right. So
Can't do candy water on stream?
no, it's against the rules.
Which part?
I don't know. It's one of them somewhere. Glorifying, I don't know, just bad role models. I don't know. All right, listen. Last week, where's Gelidus? I'm gonna text Gelidus. Last week, we put into action plan. Use the drunk short guys as bait. All right. We kicked
Went off without a hitch.
That part actually worked really well.
Yeah. Well, what happened, Zerwin and Jana, since you were here?
Well, Ezra was very quiet in the bar, drinking, antisocially.
He had a lot in his mind.
Gellis made up for that by literally sending person after person to me as a bouncer, who I then just forwarded on to Owen in the warehouse.
Oh my god.
And then we just abandoned all of them once. So Gelidus met with the dock hands.
Okay.
First.
So first, I think he met Sydney Pittman, right? Who was
Oh,
looking.
the one of the merchant, like the wealthier folks.
He was looking for a ride down. He has like some sort of artifact or some sort of valuable item.
Yes.
That he's looking to transport downriver.
And so we said to meet us in the warehouse at the end of the night. He wanted to leave today. I told him we would do it for 200 gold to the first city. If he had to go further, it would be more. Told him to wait for us in the warehouse, and when we were done taking care of our business, we would meet him there. He was kind of disregarded by the wealthy kind of merchant class when he went to speak to them. So then he went to the dock hands, and
so Gelidus went to the dock hands.
Yep. Then Gellis went to the dock hands.
He talked to Grim Willie.
Yeah, I don't remember any of the names. Who we essentially got them to take Gelidus with them. They were going upstream. To be honest with you, I don't even remember most of the details.
So here's a couple other things that happened. Jana and Dirk were on the roof, and they saw some young people canoodling. And then it sort of went from what looked like maybe a harmless canoodle to maybe a less harmless canoodle / wrestling match or some sort of like bad situation. They did not further investigate because at the same time, Gelidus decided to leave with no, Sydney Pittman was the farmer, right? That was going upstream. You're correct. It was Clyde Bird who has the going downriver with like the precious artifact thing. And he also met Gwennek, who's the druid, right? And then Owen was out in the street and he met Paisley Wren, who was looking for her daughter.
Who was Leanne, who was one of the people from the house that we rescued. And so we're getting sort of weird stories from them.
Correct.
Then we ran into our Leanne's friends, the old guy and the giant came into the bar, and we told them that Paisley was looking, Popo was looking for them. I can't remember what they ended up doing. We convinced them to stick around until we could contact them again, I thought.
They were going to go tell Leanne that her mother was around, but then the old guy started drinking, which seemed like the sort of problem that we should probably do something about, but we sort of got distracted and left. So hopefully that worked out okay for Leanne.
Well, I mean, we got distracted because two of our compatriots were being abducted by who we think were them.
Right, Sidney Pittman, and he has a barge, and then it's being pulled upriver by the oxen team. Right, and so then Ezra and Gelidus are on the barge, and Turk decides he wants to go out, so he does his stealthy sneak up and he shimmies down the rope and slips into the water and almost drowns, and then gets back out and hides into the dock. And then Zerwin and Owen and Janna run up and they kill the ox guy. And then Dirk and Gelidus and Ezra fight the guy on the barge. And the guy on the barge takes a bite out of Ezra's neck, grapples him, and dives off the edge of the barge into the river with Ezra in his embrace.
Which you said is about 8 feet, or what, not even that high.
No, yeah, 6 to 10 feet deep. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it went really well.
No, it would, but without a hitch. Ezra's correct. That was the plan, pretty much exactly. Can we lure them out and maybe kill Ezra in the process? Owen has decided to re-enter the world of dwarf tossing and has picked up Zerwin and thrown him into the river in order to fetch Ezra. And that's sort of where we regain. That's where we pick the game back up. Ezra, you are conscious. You are being grappled by a larger, stronger opponent. And you are also being bitten in the neck. And you've recently been plunged into pretty cold, dark water. Is there anything you would like to do?
Yeah, can I cast a spell? Is there anything preventing me from casting a spell?
Well, he's grappling you. So, and you're underwater.
All right, so I will spend a sorcery point to be able to do subtle spell, so that I can cast a spell without verbal or somatic components. And I will cast polymorph on myself and turn myself into a giant octopus.
It's only 6 to 10 feet deep. How giant?
Giant enough.
Yeah, how big?
Yeah. How big? Give me a minute. It's smaller than the giant shark, which is one of the options. Large is the size given.
In charge is the status given.
Yeah, and because I can't quicken that spell, that's all that I can do this round. So now, the person is holding a giant octopus instead of a halfling. Ezra, before casting the spell, kind of glances around at his surroundings, now underwater, holding his breath, rolls his eyes, and then proceeds to cast the spell without verbal or somatic components.
Okay.
It begins wriggling, but he can't actually do any actions because that's, that was his action. End turn.
And scene. Okay. You're still gonna have problems breathing. Is part of the issue.
Why would I have problems breathing?
Why wouldn't you?
Because a giant octopus has water breathing.
Yeah, but giant octopi inhabit salt water, and this is fresh water.
Yeah, but there's still oxygen in it.
Yeah, but when you put a saltwater fish in fresh water, they die.
Okay, they also have hold breath. While out of water, the octopus can hold his breath for 1 hour.
Oh, that's pretty good.
So
You're
I
gonna
will
hold your
accept
breath.
your apology now. Yes, I'm holding my breath, Bill.
Okay. Very
I was
good.
holding my breath before. I'm holding my breath now.
All right, very good. All right, Zerwin, you've been tossed into the water. And you dive into the water, expecting to see Ezra and the fairy man monster. And instead you see an octopus. It's a large, it's a pretty large octopus. And then, Mr. Pittman still biting the octopus somewhere in its sort of bulbous head area. It's calamari basically at this point.
It's mantle.
Is there anything you would like to do now?
Yeah, I will. I will try. I will try to grapple Mr. Pittman off of this thing.
Okay, very good. I like it.
What do you need? Is that just an attack roll?
Yes, attack roll to land, and then you're gonna make an opposed strength roll.
Let's see, a dirty 20 to land.
You hit.
And then what do you need?
I need to roll a d20.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna roll a strength roll, and so are you.
My strength roll was a 7 somehow.
Total?
Yeah.
Okay. You land on him, but you do not successfully grapple him.
So, I guess how does it work? Do I get a second attempt at this since I have 2 attacks?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, if you use the attack action,
But I didn't. I used the grapple action.
yeah, but you had that grappling is an attack action.
Okay.
So I think you can do it. If it doesn't work the first time, you can try again, I think.
I guess I'll defer to the DM here.
Yes, you can.
All right. So another attack roll. At 18.
You succeed.
And then I rolled another 7 for my strength.
It's dark and slippery down there in the
Yeah.
in the depths.
You fail.
Apparently.
You fail.
You're actually holding 2 different tentacles of mine right now. Is what's going on.
I didn't crit fail. Um
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to mess around with a cephalopod?
Oh boy. Oh, that's some next level kink that we're not going to enter into in this game. We're not. That's off limits.
Yeah, I guess. I will. Cast Action Surge then. It's not casting, but does that require a bonus action? I don't think so. Yeah, I'll cast Action Surge and try this one more time. Uh, 27 to hit.
That'll do.
There we go. And a 19 strength.
Okay. This thing is successfully grappled. After playing a little underwater grab ass for a couple rounds, you managed to latch on and get this thing in an underwater headlock. It lets go of Ezra, the octopus, because it has to. But it's a much better swimmer than you are, Zerwin. And
Yeah,
now
so
it's swimming
Sure.
away.
With me attached.
Yes. Jana, you there? Yeah.
I'm here.
Is there anything you'd like to do?
Um, hold action, because I can't see what's happening,
Oh, right. Yeah, no, you can't. No. Okay.
and I'm not in the water.
Okay, this thing is
Oh,
swimming upstream very rapidly with Zerwin attached. What's it gonna do? It's gonna bite you, Zerwin. It's gonna try to. What's your armor class again? Never mind, it doesn't work. It reaches out and like rears its head forward and tries to, nosh your neck in the same way that it did with Ezra. But you manage to like jam your shoulder in its face and like smash his jaw shut before it can latch onto you.
Is this considered a melee attack?
Its
Bite?
attack?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna spend a combat superiority die and use riposte
Ooh. Okay.
I can do one melee attack. So I will do that with my axe.
Okay.
14
Miss.
to hit.
Well,
Miss.
yeah. But you can't really. You're also grappling it, so you can't hit it with your axe at the
Oh,
same time.
so all right. So then, oh, you know what I could do? I could try an armor spike attack since I'm grappling him.
You could.
Oh no, I can't because I'm not raging. So it would just be an unarmed strike, then I still wouldn't have hit, right? Because I would have had my unarmed strike attack is lower than my hit bonus for the axe. So I just missed.
Yeah, I don't think there's any. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else you can really do. I mean, you could headbutt it, right?
Yeah, which would just be an unarmed strike, right? And I would have failed that with that roll anyway. So it's okay.
Oh, actually, no. Once you grapple, you're free to use your hand to use a two-handed weapon or grapple. It's so dumb. No, I'm changing that. It's dumb. This is my world. That rule
Well,
sucks.
yeah, the idea is like a person can grab you and you still have your hands free, even if they have grabbed you. You can't walk away if they've grabbed you, but your hands are still free.
But the person who is grappling has using their hands.
One hand.
They should be using both hands.
I mean, the way that the rules outline they're
I
using
just
one
read the
hand.
rules, and I said you can use the other. It says you can use the other hand to attack, and I said that is stupid, and that is not the rule that I'm using in my land
So
because I'm
if you're
literally an
grappling,
expert in grappling.
someone, they can't, like if I am grappling Serwin, I then can't punch him. Like I
You
can't
could
attack him with my other
with
hand.
one hand
With
maybe.
one hand, not two hands.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I couldn't technically swing my axe two-handed.
exactly.
I could try to swing it one-handed, but not.
Yes.
Bill, I think what we're approaching is there need to be more specific wrestling rules that allow you to pin someone and then use both hands while they're pinned, like if you pin them with your legs or something.
Yeah, the problem with that is if you try just using your legs and not your hands in almost any form of combat where you are grappling, then someone is going to hit you in your most sensitive areas because you're not,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like a person has 4 limbs. It's really hard to use just 2 limbs to contain all 4 of theirs. It's not impossible. People are always talking about like, oh, I put my knees on their shoulders, or like I put my knees on their arms. But then they're gonna like knee you in the crotch or headbutt you in the crotch, whichever is closer. At least that's what I would do. Slash have seen done. uh, anyway, I'm gonna allow for like one-handed like punches or one-handed, one-arm things, but I'm not gonna allow two-handed attacks while you're grappling someone because I think it's dumb. And I am a god in this universe. Okay. Anyways, it is your turn again, Ezra.
Uh, the Ezra octopus swims up to Zerwin and this guy and attempts to hit the guy with one of his tentacles. So that is a d20 with a +5. It's not great. How's a 7, Bill?
It's fantastic because you miss.
Yep.
The large, very large octopus swims up and lazily slaps a tentacle, and it doesn't hit. It's
And you would
suckers.
think I have all these legs and there's nothing I can do with a bonus action. Yeah, all right. I guess I will just get ready to continue swimming up and trying to hit the guy. So end turn.
You gotta. In theory, at least, you have some ink you could release.
Yeah, but I think that's an action.
Just saying, haven't you always wanted to release ink into the water?
Yeah, but I have to use it. It's a little unclear. Oh no, it is an action in cloud. Yeah. Um. So. Yeah, but I'm gonna save that until I really need it, Bill. Um. Once again, art imitates life. Saving my ink for when I really need it.
Okay, Zerwin, back to you.
Um. All right. So I'm gonna swing my axe one-handed because it's a versatile weapon. That means I can do one or two-handed, right?
Very good. Yes,
Okay. So I will take a cut at this guy. 30 to hit.
that'll do.
And then 13 damage. I
Okay.
will attack again. 21 to hit
Okay.
and 12 damage.
All right. It dies. It spasms and convulses, which is good because guess what, Zerwin? You're almost out of air.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it, and then slowly starts to float, and you with it. And also, you're
So
no longer going upstream.
it is going up with me. It's not sinking.
No, it's floating for now.
Okie dokie.
Can I try to grab Zerwin and swim him to shore or to the raft?
Yes, you can do either.
Zerwin, a huge purple octopus swims up to you, turns its head because its head is too big for both of its eyes to really look at you at once. It turns its head and gets its eye really close to your face. And then you notice that the tentacles are wrapping around you. And then the Ezractopus swims you to shore.
Did you just say the Ezractopus?
Ezractopus, yeah.
Ezractopus?
Ezractopus.
Because there's no E in Ezra or octopus. I guess there
The
is. Octopus.
uh no, that's no.
Octopus.
It's an Ezra octopus. We're just smushing words together whether or not they belong
I
together.
mean, I feel like Ezractopus was a gimme, and you said no.
That's what I've been saying.
No, you've been saying Ezractopus. You were very clear on that. Roll the tape. Roll the tape back.
All right. Anyway, suddenly there's a giant octopus and Zerwin dripping themselves dry on shore.
Wait, you go to shore as an octopus?
Yeah.
Naturally. Okay.
The octopus gives a 4-tentacled salute to Zerwin, and then I'll end the spell and turn back into a halfling.
Oh, you took 21 damage, Ezra.
I thought it was 16.
Yeah, but you took another 4 from the nasty infecting saliva.
I wish someone had
Wait,
told me.
that's only 20 then. Sorry, my math isn't great.
Maybe. All
That
right, I've taken 20 damage.
I don't think Owen has any healing left. Otherwise, he would definitely heal you.
I don't need it. I'm doing fine.
Sorry, my internet cut out. Did we get Ezra out of the river?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't.
I killed the thing, and Ezra dragged me and the thing out of the river.
Oh, good.
I held on to that bastard.
Good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Should probably take a closer look at one. We haven't really done that yet.
Yeah, you want to do that now? There's 2 dead
Yeah.
ones.
What
Okay.
kind of check is that going to be?
To look at it, just, I don't know, make sure you still have eyes, I guess.
Well,
Oh, fuck. Critical failure.
Can I do an
Zerwin
investigation?
pokes his own eyes out.
Yeah. Well, I'll start looking at it, and because it's still humanoid, right? It's just like zombie fungi
Yeah,
humanoid.
yep. Jan, you can do investigation if you like.
You want the princess in black?
I do. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, guys.
What do we see?
So right
Are they?
now, it's starting to slowly transform into something much more like the plant fungus zombie things that you saw when you were in the caves. If that makes sense. So it's human. It's like melting kind of. And
Are there clothes? Are the clothes gone?
no,
Can I check the pockets before they melt?
So
yeah,
move.
absolutely. They've got money, both of them.
Let's
How
take
much?
it.
They have, between the two of them, they have 275 gold.
Nice.
What's that split 6 ways?
There's only 3 of you here, so what difference does that make?
So you can throw it in your bag.
You better
I
give
got a
So
20. I got a 21 on investigation.
I
Okay.
have so
Sorry,
much gold.
my
you said
internet is like freaking out.
275 gold, you said, Bill?
275.
How much gold do you have, Ezra?
Little over, almost 6,400, almost 6,400.
Dude, I have so much gold.
Well, Owen's almost broke, so you can lend him some.
Yeah.
Um,
All right.
or what are you looking for in this investigation, Jana?
Want to know, like, where has this person been besides the harvest town that we just met them in? And anything pertaining to being a demon fungus?
Well, there's a lot in that latter category because it literally is a demon fungus, so it's transforming before your eyes. In terms of like any other places they've been, you don't really have a lot of evidence.
Okay.
They're not carrying very much. Um, they have clothes and some basic supplies, I guess, like some food and some water and stuff around. The but in terms of what they carried on them, it's really just kind of clothes and money.
There's
You don't understand the physiology of these things at all. You
so
have
there's
no
there's
idea what they
nothing
look
else
like.
in the pockets other than the money.
Correct.
Is there? Can we do like a? Oh, I don't know, medicine check or an arcana check to see what these guys' weaknesses might be? Because we're gonna have to fight another 30 of them.
I like that.
I'm thinking.
Like, are they weak to fire? I assume since they're plant-based, they're probably weak to fire, but is there anything we can tell, like, could we
Well,
do a
because
medicine check or something?
they have some element of fiendishness to their nature, they might actually be resistant to fire. They're probably resistant to poison, given that one of them gave off a big poison cloud.
Yeah, I mean, they're not resistant to my fucking axe, but something that might help us if we have to fight more of these in larger numbers.
To be honest with you, I really like this idea that you have, but I'm not sure how you would go about like doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you've got a couple of corpses in front of you. You can try singeing one, but it's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, they're not.
Yeah.
If you try lighting them on fire, it doesn't work. They don't burst into flames.
Well, that might just be because we're really bad at lighting things on fire.
You do
Been
have a
bad at,
history, yeah.
we've been
Especially
really bad
And
at
corpses.
one of
fire.
them is soaking wet, so
Yeah.
Yeah, corpses do seem to be one of your weak spots in terms of fire. Tree corpses have been okay for you for starting fires, but
What?
humanoid corpses not so much.
yeah. That doesn't sound familiar. Tree corpses.
I feel like we probably should burn these bodies or do something, not just leave them here.
Well, we just tried and they didn't light on fire. What do you want to do?
I don't know.
What's going on with the barge at this point? Did the oxen stop?
Yeah, they sure did.
Okay. Man, I hope that doesn't belong to somebody who's gonna miss it. We're in like a wooded area, right? Or are we still like kind of in pastures outside of town?
Yeah, you're about an hour outside of town. That's about how long you said you guys wanted to wait.
And it's really late at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not that late. It's probably midnight.
How late did we want to stay up tonight? We're gonna go to bed right after we get rid of these bodies.
Well, we got to go talk to I forget his name already, who wanted to ride to the city. And we should probably check in with Leanne before we leave, because that guy wanted to leave tonight.
Clyde Bird.
Clyde Bird. I mean, we could, if we could get on a barge, probably rest on the barge. But we definitely should check in with Leanne before we leave.
Leanne and Aiden, they were gonna split though, right? Like they kind of came back towards town with us, and then they were gonna run off and do their own thing.
Right, but we met the old guy and the giant Popo before they left, and they were going back to see them. This was
Oh,
an hour ago.
okay.
Frebby.
Frebby. So
Where
we could check in on them. The other thing is we should probably alert somebody in town, not everybody, that if those missing farmers show up,
they're baddies, yeah.
they should not be trusted.
Bill, is there any like driftwood here on the riverbank? Anything that we could use to build the fire?
Not right where you are, but not that far upstream. You see like a little copse of trees.
Okay. We send Dirk and Owen to go gather some firewood. We'll build a quick fire. We'll all back away 60 feet, and then we'll light them up with a fireball to really make sure they're done, and
That's
then we'll be on our way.
okay, hold on, because that scares the shit out of the oxen, who then bolt. One of them snaps the trace, and that means that the line that was attached to the flat bottom barge also breaks. Well, it breaks contact, and so it swings down, which means the other oxen is now stumbling backwards. He does manage to. It manages to catch itself. So you're down one oxen, and it looks like the barge is being held in place, but uncomfortably. You have one miserable oxen.
Dirk, can you go talk to that oxen?
Dirk's on
Try
the
to get it
barge.
back. I would have figured that at this point he would have. I mean, I just sent him to gather firewood.
Also, he
That's true.
doesn't have a speak with animals again. He has to wait until you long rest.
Well, what was the animal he talked to?
You guys long rested at the farm. Yeah, he could actually just use soothe animal for the one that's still here. He doesn't have to talk to it.
But how far off did the other oxen run?
Oh, it took off. Yeah, it's hearing
Okay.
no arguments right now.
All right. Not my dog, not my park. All right. Back to town.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna leave the barge and the single oxen there on the side of the river.
Bring it back with us.
How are you gonna do that?
We can't
Carefully.
turn the oxen around.
Well, then you'll be going downstream.
Yep.
Which means the boat will constantly be pulling the oxen downstream, but from behind, which means backwards. So they'll have to unhook the oxen, and someone will have to pilot the barge.
All right. So why don't Owen and I pull the barge to the shore so we can not put so much tension on the ox, and then we'll kind of ground it on the shore, and then we'll cut it loose and we'll walk the oxen back.
Okay.
Leave the boat. We should check the boat, see if there's anything on it. But can Owen and I please pull that fucker in?
Sure, make me a strength roll. I'll make one for Owen. He rolled a 10.
21.
That's more than enough to do it. With a few manly grunts, you heave the flat-bottomed boat over
Sure.
to the side. There's a little sandy kind of bar on one part near like an oxbow that you pull it up onto. A lot of ox talk tonight. Yeah,
Somebody want to go check
Beautiful
the boat, see
creatures.
if there's
Awesome.
anything on the boat we might be able to use.
there's tons of stuff on the boat.
Look at all this stuff.
There's like barrels and chests and crates.
This probably belongs to somebody.
Papers, working papers.
Is there
Big ship.
anything? Is there
Are
like
there any
a
containers? Good
deed of
question.
ownership or like a title?
There are
or
containers. There are empty containers.
like an insurance card, anything that they would have to give to a police officer if the barge got pulled over, like anything that shows who it belongs to.
We want to search all of it.
License
I want
and
to search all of
registration,
it.
please, ma'am. All right, Janet, give me a search. I was lying about the
Sweet.
papers. There's no actual papers on there. It was a line from a movie. There are definitely containers, though, Zem.
I'll also help. Is it investigation?
You could just give the help action to Jana.
Okay, I'll do that then.
So Jana, you get
Wait,
to
you
roll
wanted
with advantage.
search?
That's what you said you wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
I got a 16 on my investigation.
Sorry, D&D Beyond is not that great on the phone.
I mean, yeah, my investigation's -1, so I'm better off helping somebody here than.
All right, so I'm rolling with advantage. So the first one is 11. Oh my god, I got 2 11s.
Dude, we are not rolling well tonight.
Well, yeah, no, you're
Jeez.
not. I'm gonna
Sorry,
roll
guys.
for Gelidus.
That
Ezra got a
16 wasn't good enough.
Ezra got a 16.
Gelidus rolled a 9. I'm gonna roll for Owen. Ha! Owen rolled a nat 20. That'll make him happy.
Owen, what are you looking at over there?
Owen, Owen like gets up on the barge as everyone's searching, and then he's like, "God!" And he goes over and like starts to pee into the river. I've been holding this since that beer back there. And then, as he like finishes,
Put it down.
as he finishes, he's like, "Hey, what's this?" And one of the chests that Jana already went through, he like reaches down and like pulls off the top thing. It's like a false top, and behind it are papers. And
You weren't lying about the papers.
I was semi lying about the papers.
It was a double lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Triple negative. Tricky.
And these papers have writing on them
And none
that
of us can read.
one you recognize as infernal, which means Dirk can read it. Is it abyssal?
Dirk, what does this say?
Dirk takes a look at it. They seem to be orders. Some of the dialogue he can't understand because it sounds like maybe it's code. But you piece together that there are different groups within these creatures. There are the ones they call the catchers. There are the ones they call the roamers. And there are the ones they call the watchers.
Man, somebody should be taking notes.
And these are different than the herders. Right?
Well, the herders are the big white things.
Well, I think
Or
we're kind of
grayish
assuming
things.
that. You said catchers. What were the other two?
Catchers,
Watchers.
Roamers and
roamers,
watchers.
and watchers.
Thanks,
As
Ezra.
there's the name of some weird ceremony. They're like, as of this ceremony, whatever the weird ceremony is, there were 20 catchers, 10 roamers, and 10 watchers. The catchers have been busy, as it is their job to go find mortals and bring them back.
You said, and can you give me the numbers one more time?
There were 20 catchers, 10 roamers, and 10 watchers.
We've
And
killed.
the catchers have been busy because because they have to catch the mortals.
Does it say anywhere that the two we just killed were catchers? Or is that just a guess?
It doesn't.
Does it say anything else about what the watchers or the roamers do?
Yeah, a little bit. He pieces together, and again, it's hard. He's saying that there's all sorts of words that aren't normal, like aren't standard in the language, so some sort of very specific dialect. But the roamers are basically supposed to go out and just watch, or not watch, they're supposed to just gather information and travel a lot.
So we've killed one of them.
Don't like that.
And then the watchers are the ones actually enacting the plan. So the goal is to have enough catchers to create enough roamers to then spawn a watcher. And of course, the herders who are supposed to coordinate all of this.
So based on who we've killed, it sounds to me like we've probably killed one roamer and 5 catchers.
That's probably correct.
Okay. You guys want to go back to town? Is there anything that looks like a contract, like an infernal contract?
Well,
In
Owen did
particular,
roll a nat 20. So I guess I'll give you guys the other thing also, which is that these two in particular have long worked together, but you know that there were at least 2 other catchers in town tonight.
okay. Yeah. Other
And
than, go ahead.
there were 2 other catchers in town tonight. And there was either a roamer or a watcher in town tonight. I'll tell you what. Ezra Gelidus can make me an Arcana check. Also,
Ezra and Galidus.
yeah.
Well, while they're doing that, can I bust open some of the chests and look for anything that might be worth money or?
There's a bunch of food, especially like salted meats, hard cheeses, food that will last a long time, food that is like already preserved, and there's some canned stuff as well, canned fruits.
19 for Ezra, 12 for, or I'm sorry, 16 for Galidus.
Oh no, I rolled for Gelidus.
Oh. I
have to keep up with Gelidus' amazing rolls. He rolled an 8.
He's pretty good, isn't he?
Yep. What'd you roll, Ezra? A 12?
19.
A 19. Oh, that's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, so each of these have a distinguishing mark, but it can be anywhere on their body. And I am not a good... I need to get someone to make these symbols for me. I need talented artists to make me symbols. The catchers have a symbol that, like, sorta looks like roots growing around a stone. And the roamers have a symbol that vaguely resembles a leaf blowing in the wind. And the Watchers have a symbol that sort of looks like a hollow knot in a tree trunk. And since you rolled a 19, Ezra, these are stolen symbols. These are symbols that the Fae will use to indicate certain things, and you recognize them. Those bastards are stealing your languages.
So, how much food is on this thing?
Quite a bit, like 2 barrels full. I mean, not an amount that if someone stopped, they'd be like, oh no, that's a farmstead would probably have that for a year's worth of supplies.
Okay.
Who do we think is alive up the river that they're bringing this food to?
Do we think
I
that
don't know if
they still need to eat?
Solid
they still
questions.
need to eat, or do they have allies up there? So they're not keeping the farmers alive.
Well, they have to keep them alive until they get all the way upstream.
Which isn't like months away though. It's
Yeah.
If you travel
uh,
super fast, it's like a day and a half.
yeah, right.
Most of the time, it'd be like 2 days. If you travel at the speed of Ranger Guide, which you guys do, it's the only way to fly.
I was originally going to ask, other than the river, there are roads that lead up toward the headwaters, right?
There are roads.
Or a trail, a path.
There's like herd paths that the Rangers use,
Okay.
but everyone else uses the river.
Yeah, and we haven't seen anybody else moving upstream.
Moving upstream? Not
Not
a lot.
tonight.
Yeah.
Well, if we know that there is still, there could be people getting nabbed in town this evening. As we make our way back down to town, we need to keep our eyes open for other
Just to be clear,
catchers.
are you riding the ox back to town?
Uh,
Ooh,
I wasn't going to.
Okay. So you're just
Sounded
leaving
like
the
Zerwin
ox?
was excited. I thought we were going to bring the oxen back.
why don't we bring the ox with the barrels? Can the ox handle the 2 barrels of food?
I mean, yeah, he could, but you don't have any way to attach the barrels to the ox.
Uh, there's no rope.
Well, there's rope.
If we drag the barrels behind the ox, though, they'll break.
We
The
couldn't
barge is
set up
probably
like
the
a.
easiest way to get down. Can we get the ox onto the barge?
Listen, I have a solution for this too. I polymorph Dirk into an ox, and then we have 2 ox. And
We don't actually
oxen,
need. We don't need 2 ox to get the thing back downstream because it's downstream. The one
yeah,
could probably do it. We just need
we,
to get it turned around and hook it up.
a few of us ride on the barge back to town. A few of us guide the ox back to town. Done.
All right,
Knotted on
let's.
ox duty.
Well, it's got to be Dirk.
You
Yeah,
said
Stark.
duty.
It's probably Dirk and Owen, right? Owen's not going to want to be on the barge in full plate.
No.
I'm fucking riding because I was just in the water.
Okay.
I'm tired.
So somewhere around 1 in the morning, you converge back in town. Resident old lady says you should butter up the barrels, which I gotta be honest with you, I can't believe it took someone this long to say. Well said, resident old lady.
um,
Even at 1 in the morning, the town is still hopping pretty hard, but it is a little bit more demure than the last time you were here.
very
Party's
demure.
starting to wind down.
So Leanne and them were on the outside of the town. Is that the way that we're coming back along the river?
You are coming from the north, which is where the tents all were. But
Yeah.
you'll be actually someone who's gonna pilot this hog. Someone's gonna have to make me roll to see if you can dock this thing, because otherwise you're just gonna smash into the docks, which will be hilarious for me.
What kind of roll?
That's a solid question. Let me think about that for a second. I kind of want to say it's like sleight of hand.
All right. Jana will do the piloting, and
right.
I'll help by spotting and getting ready to attach ropes and things like that.
You're muted.
Yeah. Can I get
Looks-
advantage from Ezra helping?
Ezra, are you giving the help action?
Yes.
Then yes, you
By
can.
watching out for rocks and getting ready to tie off the ropes and things like that. I got my sea legs.
Okay, 16 and 24. Okay.
Jana,
I have a higher sleight of hand bonus than you do, Jenna.
All right, well, then you do it next time.
No, I just saw you had a +5. I had a +6. It's good to know.
Oh, good to know.
Jana,
You can do the pickpocketing.
Jana deftly guides the flat-bottomed boat right back into its little, what the hell do you call it? Slip. Right back into its little slip at the docks. Like she'd done it 1,000 times before. It's a pretty serious flex. And you tie it off like it belongs there, which it does. And the town is, as I have described, still partying at 1 in the morning, but starting to wind down a little bit. So you didn't pass through the tents, right? Because you were on the river. So you're at the docks again, which is, the docks are long. You're at the docks on the north-ish side of town.
We should try to go find Popo and
Frebby.
I got that. I was getting there.
Yeah, you got it. You want to go to the tavern?
Is that where they're going?
Technically I'm supposed to be working. That's where we left them. I should poke my head back in there.
The festival outside is winding down. There's still one stage going where there's a fairly decent amount of dancing going on. But the tavern, which is sort of like in the middle of the town area, right? So like festival down here, like tavern here, the docks are here. So you're coming from this direction. The tavern in the middle of town is still a hotspot. People are still cranking in there. Yeah, you still see Frebby. He's quite drunk.
Is Popo there too?
You don't see Popo.
Oh, I'll go up to Frebby. Frebby, where'd Popo go?
What's that? Hey, it's Zerbal. Zrebing.
Yep.
Zermibblesome. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
You want a drink?
Sure.
Yeah. I'll have another one. The bartender is like, no, you will not. It's for my friend. It's for my friend, Zripple. He's not drunk.
Does that person recognize me as the former bouncer of this place?
Yeah, he glances over at the door, then glances at you, and it's like, "Did you have your shift drink yet?" Or like,
So I'll nod my head no, and I'll be like, I'll get him. I kind of mouth, I'll get him out of here. Okay.
Let's
Um,
this place is fucking shit.
yeah, let's get out of here. Let's go for a walk.
Uh, okay, I have a drink to go. He like looks around and he like craftily spies someone not watching their drink at one of the tables and starts like he's like it looks like he's gonna creep over to it, but he like lurches and like bumps into one of the dockhands who like elbows him like this and knocks him down, which of course spills someone else's drink who then starts yelling at like it's starting to spiral out of control pretty quickly.
I'll do a quick. Um, I'll get up and yell and do an intimidation check just to try to calm everybody down. Be like, hey, knock it off. I'll take care of this. Um, I rolled an 11.
It's not great, but people recognize you, so
All right, so I grab Frebby, stand him up, put my kind of arm around him, say, "Come on, let's get out of here. We'll get one at the next place," and escort him out the door.
okay.
Boss,
Look,
taking care of this guy. I yell at the owner as we're stumbling out.
okay. Hey,
Um,
fuck that guy. Fuck.
yeah. Hey, where are you staying?
Huh? I don't know. This is Popo says tense.
All right, let's go see if we can find Popo. He said he
He's
had.
he's a big guy. Doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I know. I think I saw him. He had a couple flasks of
He
wine.
can speak. He just doesn't. Cause,
Cool.
cause of what happened, you know, what happened makes him
Yeah.
not want to speak.
What happened?
With the baby, you know, it was his brother, and and it wouldn't stop crying because he was sick. The baby was sick, but Popo's dad was screaming at him to shut up and shut up and shut up, and then he punched the baby, and the baby died. And it was Popo's little brother. So Popo doesn't make any noise because he's afraid of making noise. So
That's
he
awful.
doesn't.
Come on, let's get you back to the tents. We'll get you a little nightcap.
Yep. Have a nightcap.
So I'm kind of getting all your attention. Come on, let's go find these guys. All right, so we make our way out to the tents.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Like probably 75 or so tents.
Can I
Um,
do like an initial scan to see if I see a fucking giant walking around?
yeah, you don't see a giant walking around. Frebby, however, as you get towards the north end of town, starts to sing quite loudly. Oh, there was a wench who had a drink, and she spilled the drink on me. And then I wanted another drink. Please spill your drink on me. There was a wench who had 2 drinks. She spilled the drinks on her knees, and it goes on from there. It's really good.
Uh, is he walking? Is he kind of walking in a direction, or is he walking aimlessly?
Yeah, actually, he starts walking purposefully.
We'll just tail him.
Sorry. He makes his way north, south, east, west. And there, on the far edge, you see a tent with 2 enormous boots attached to 2 enormous feet sticking out the entrance. And there's some snoring.
Frebby, do you do you have any idea where Aiden and Leanne might be? Are they here in the tent somewhere?
He can't hear you. He's singing quite loudly. There's a lot of people who are waking up because of his loud singing and screaming, "Shut the fuck up!"
Rebby, maybe we should keep it down. It's late enough to be early.
Oh, there was a wench who had 5 drinks.
All right, I pull out one of my wineskins and stick it in his hand.
Whoa,
Say, Remy, shh, here, this is yours.
where'd you get this?
Shh, it's a secret. We gotta be quiet.
Okay, yeah, no, totally. I gotta have some.
Um,
He goes like this and pours some in his mouth and then falls backwards onto the ground.
all right, I pick him up.
Been there.
I pick him up, and is he out, or is he like just kind of laughing?
No, he's kind of like confused.
All right, so I'm gonna help him get into the tent next to Frebby,
Next to Popo.
or next to Popo.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tap Popo on the leg.
No, Popo actually wakes up as soon as you get close. It's
okay.
funny because the singing didn't wake Popo up, but
Yeah,
when like you nudge the tent,
he's
Popo
awake.
wakes up.
Um,
He
Hey.
like looks at Frebby and it's like,
Yeah.
and he like scoots over.
So I kind of get Frebby in and try to steal the wineskin back from. I don't know if I can successfully do it. How about a sleight of hand?
How about a sleight of hand?
You've been waiting for this.
Nat 20.
Not only that, but he falls asleep instantly.
All right, cool. I'm gonna throw that wineskin back in my bag.
Wow.
So we can probably talk here. He's not gonna wake up. Popo, where are Leanne and Aiden?
He looks unhappy.
Did they leave? Did they have a tent set up next to you guys?
There is in theory room for 4 people in here, if
They were gonna
one of
stay
them
with
weren't
you.
a giant.
Gotcha. How you guys doing on supplies? You don't have any? Ezra, maybe we give these guys the barrels.
Yeah.
Listen, we came across some rations, a couple of barrels that you should have no problem taking with you, with lots of food, dried meats, some stuff that'll get you guys set up wherever you're going. Um, we'll make sure we get them to you before we take off. We got to find Leanne and Aiden though. You don't have any idea where they went?
Um, he starts moving his hands in some weird gestures, and the more clever of you realize that it's some form of sign language. Eventually, he just stops and like points in a direction.
Yeah. Thanks. You good with him? All right. Hopefully we'll see you again. Ezra, should we like? Because I don't. Where's our ox right now? Just kind of tie it up at the docks.
It's also not
Dirk's
our
ox
ox.
sitting currently.
We'll tell Popo where the ox is, and like what dock to go to get the supplies. What
Yeah,
slip?
they're still at the barge, right? Yeah.
So we'll tell them, Popo, if we don't see you, this is where the barge is. There's barrels and stuff that'll be useful for you guys to get set up wherever you go.
Mm.
If you guys want to make it back to Drunel Hall, it's a bit of a hike, but we know people there, and you guys are welcome. Drunel Hall, it's a city southwest of here.
It's near the intersection, like it's at the edge of the Empire, the Publian Empire, where it
Sure,
meets both the Wild and the Fey kingdoms.
people will know where it is. They'll get you there if you ask the direction. It's not that hard to get there. We're gonna go there eventually, yeah. But we've got a couple other things to do. Okay. All right. Should we go in the direction he pointed, Ezra?
Yeah, I think we just keep our eyes open and see if we can find
He pointed like
island
out into the darkness.
away from town.
Uh, were they alone? Oh, sorry, I asked Popo. Did they go alone out in the darkness? Two other people? They just walked? They went for a walk.
Okay. I think I mean, we can.
Gross. Okay. Thanks.
They what they were gonna have some intimacy. Is that what the?
Popo doesn't want to know.
Me neither. We can go wander around and see if we find them. I mean, they
So,
probably did not go far.
who's with us?
The three of us in Galladus, I think.
Yeah, Owen and Dirk are ox sitting, which is the
Do
most
we
important job, I might point out.
Yeah, it's a big animal.
do we need to find them, or do we want to just warn Leanne that her mother's in town and looking for her, and she should hide and get out of town?
I would
I
love
don't.
some answers from those guys.
All right,
Yeah,
fair
and
enough.
I don't like loose ends. Let's tie those babies up.
All
The
right.
loose ends, not the actual people.
What? You guys are literally a team of loose end leavers. That's like your specialty.
I
Nah,
don't know
name
what you're
one
talking
end that
about.
we left loose.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. I don't have time. I'm
Killed
like,
that
hey,
dragon.
you guys want all this plot? And you're like, yeah, we do, but only a sip of each piece of plot. The rest of it, could you please dump out? Because we're done with it after that.
Well, let's go find these guys out into the wilderness.
Yeah, here, Bill. Let us help you out a little bit. Let's try to grab onto some of those dangling threads as if we're a bunch of precocious kittens.
Okay, you're gonna go find out. You're gonna walk out into the woods and try to find two young people having sex.
Yeah.
Well, that won't be too hard.
God,
If you had
it's just
Dirk
like
with
my
you.
day job. Yeah.
But you don't, do you? You went out into the woods at night alone without the ranger, didn't you? Didn't you?
I'm looking for tracks.
I have dark vision.
And if you have any tracking skill?
We all have.
What's that? Survival?
What do
No,
you
but
got?
sure, yeah, why not? Roll me some survival.
Galladus is gonna have the highest score, I bet.
Oh, you want Gallus to roll? Perfect. Well, he rolled an
I mean,
11. That's his best roll of the night.
I'm rolling one. I'm rolling, guys.
I rolled a 12 on survival.
I'm gonna spend a sorcery point to re-roll it because I did not like the result. Fuck me.
Good one,
How's a
huh?
9? How's a 9?
Nice.
It's so close to like a
Yeah. Did
something over
anybody roll
20.
above a 15?
No.
Yeah. You did roll. Someone rolled above a 10, though.
Yes.
11.
Okay,
I rolled
good.
a 12.
So you're not lost, is the good news. Is there when your mind's starting to wander to, like, do ox make butter? Can you get butter from an ox?
Probably
I
not
don't
the
know.
male
This is
oxen.
not a boy ox.
It
Well,
doesn't sound like they're going to leave till tomorrow, so maybe we run back into town.
it's getting close on 2 a.m. now. Y'all are getting tired, too.
Well, you know what we should do? We should go talk to that druid and see if those symbols mean anything to him.
Sure. And yeah, make sure that, you didn't miss anything exciting for the rest of your shift.
I'm pretty sure, and someone could check this, but I'm pretty sure all oxen are
Make butter?
castrated which means they had been male. But maybe they used female and turned them into oxen also. I don't know. Let's look that up. You want to go see if God, no, I forgot his name. Gwynek.
Gwyneth.
Gwynek. Back in the tavern.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
Oxen are commonly castrated adult male cattle because castration inhibits testosterone and aggression,
Yeah, but they
which
want them
makes
to be the
males docile and safer to work with.
Yeah, but they want them to be the bigger of the two, so they're usually castrated males. There we go. Listen, we are an educational stream. We teach as we play D&D. We explore the world. Oh, look, Resident Old Lady knew this already. We should have just been reading chat from someone who like lives on a farm. Yeah. Castrated bulls. Thank you, Resident Old Lady.
Cows and bulls may be used. The Wikipedia does note, but most of the time, I think it's castrated males.
Very good. Well, we've performed a valuable service today. Gwynek, the man is actually walking out of the bar as you are walking back in.
Go ahead, Ezra.
This is the druid.
Yar.
Gwynek, you're calling it a night?
It is late.
Could I ask you a few questions? I mean, well, where are you staying tonight? You staying in the? I mean, you can't be staying here. You're leaving. You staying in the tents? You staying in the woods?
That is where I'm most comfortable.
Could we walk you and ask you a few questions?
Very well.
We had a question about some symbols that might have significance in Fey or Druidic languages. Specifically, the first one would be a like roots wrapped around a stone.
Are you gonna like just try to recreate it or describe it verbally?
I'll describe it verbally, and I'll take out a parchment and a quill, and I'll draw them.
Okay. Make me a performance check, Ezra.
Hot damn. This is where we go with our charisma. I'm gonna re-roll that. I don't need my sorcery points. 16.
Yes, I recognize. Are you doing just one at a time or all three of them?
Uh, let's get all three.
Okay. Yes, I recognize these. They are either very poor copies or, judging by your skill in drawing, some sort of evolved or evolution of old Fey symbols.
Can you tell me what they meant?
This one means to gather, this one means to roam, and this one means to watch. Where did you see
Yep.
these, though? Because they are different.
Are you just here for the Harvest Festival?
No, I am looking for a friend.
Who he told us about. He's looking for the werebear that we met.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Weiss Duru is his name.
So you normally live in the Fey Kingdoms?
I travel, but
You've heard
that is the land that I would call home.
you've heard about the disappearances, the families, the kind of families up near the headwaters, the farming families.
I hadn't until I more recently arrived here.
Yeah.
I had, however, heard of the disappearance of a young halfling man not that long ago.
Go on.
Seems he ran afoul of some library, perhaps, and
Yeah.
disappeared shortly after.
Yeah, that sounds a little familiar. I've heard that story too.
I heard he escaped with a very dangerous and very large book. He glances at your back.
Ezra, you got one of those.
Escaped is relative. Like if the you know,
I'm also now staring at his bag.
if you're trapped in a fire and a burning log falls on you, breaking your limbs and burning your body badly, do you say that but like you while you're escaping, do you say that you escaped with that falling limb, or do you say that it ruined your life?
Hmm. I suppose that would depend on the outcome.
Oh, yeah, you got me there. Um, that story sounds a lot like my story, and it's possible that I could be carrying a book, but if I was carrying it, it would mostly be because I was cursed to carry it.
And that's why I don't like books.
Yeah, seen one book, heard that it cursed the guy who read it.
Damn, I thought I was over this cough every time I laugh. It's right back in me. I understand as much as I am able, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks. I'm gonna get rid of this thing eventually somehow. Hopefully, I won't die in the process, but suppose that's always one outcome.
I would hope that you do not.
Um, I was explaining about the disappearances of the farming families up near the headwaters. Uh, there is how much do you want to know?
The plight of these people is concerning, but I feel that there may be even larger problems,
Yeah.
which is why I'm here to find Weiss.
Have you ever heard the name Armoros?
He like looks around like that is not a thing that he wanted to hear like have heard said out loud.
Mm.
Maybe.
Um, we came to what's the name of the island? It begins with a J. Joram.
Here.
We came to this continent, um, to the city of Drunal Hall to try to deal with the disappearances that had been going on there for hundreds of years, and Armoros was behind those. He was abducting children and taking them into the nightmare, which is his realm, to torture them. We were able to put a stop to it.
Why?
And why was he doing that?
Yes.
Uh, he he's trying to expand the nightmare and encroach the nightmare upon this realm, and it was related to that. It was related to his experimentation with magic, his attempts to come up with new forms of magic, bastardizations of magic that are derived from torture and despair and agony.
His
We,
power is manifest from despair and agony,
yeah, fear.
fear.
We stopped him at great cost. Um, and one of the things that happened soon after is we all had a collective dream in which Armoros said a door closes and a window opens. And the disappearances that have been happening here are more recent but seem related. up at near the headwaters, we found a cave where there's a portal to one of the hells. And there are creatures that are disguising themselves as people and attempting to abduct others and drag them into that cave so that they can be turned into a kind of uh infernal, fiendish undead, fungal undead. Um, so that we found a kind of gallery of the bodies of the farmers, and they had fungus growing all over them, but there are doppelgangers of those farmers that are walking around out here now
This
disguised.
sounds like a bastardization of the power of um, a, a god that was destroyed recently.
Um, Ezra says the name of the pseudo dragon god Sayak, I think is the last name. I can't remember the first name offhand.
Nather Sayak.
Nather Sayak. We were actually present when Armoros devoured him.
So when you destroyed the crossover between the nightmare and this plane, it severed the link, but there was something left behind. And that's what you've now discovered.
Yeah, we don't know that this portal was left behind,
Was it
but it is still here.
permanent?
It appears permanent, but it's I'll use an analogy. Most of the time it's just a window. You can see through it, but you can't actually traverse it. And then if there's a sacrifice made, then someone or something can move through it. It becomes a door instead of just a window.
But it doesn't go to the nightmare, correct?
It goes to one of the hells, and there are these weird eyeless, grayish white, tall humanoid creatures inside of it.
Trying to get from some plane of hell to here.
Yeah,
But they need to power the.
there needs to be a sacrifice made.
So when the nightmare was here, it was easy to power the portal because Armoros could just send people there. But now that the nightmare is gone, the portal has stopped.
We think that the doppelgangers are trying to abduct people to sacrifice to open it again. Or at least that's a little bit of an inference, but something of an educated guess.
But why? What are they doing?
We think that they are um no, I'm not gonna they're herders. They are in charge of herding the doppelgangers.
But what is their plan?
Great question.
I'm gonna
I
sleep
guess
on this and dream.
yeah, it's late.
Um, did we? You didn't just explain to him like these markings are going to be on the doppelgangers.
Yeah, the doppelgangers are split into three groups, and each of these symbols represents one of the groups.
That
It's
should make them easy
exactly
to find. Where is the marking?
it can be
Could
anywhere on their body,
That will make it much harder to find.
but still helpful. And yeah, Ezra says, like you said, catcher, that's the roots around the stone. The roamer or the traveler is the symbol like a leaf on the wind, and the watcher is the symbol like a hollow knot in a tree trunk.
They probably have different abilities as well.
That would make sense. We've killed a few of um the catchers, and we've killed one.
we
We've killed one roamer,
we think?
we think.
I must sleep on this. My dreams will guide me. You too should sleep. Perhaps your dreams have messages for you.
Hey, Jana, is your necklace glowing?
No. Is Owen with us? We left him at the dock.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get that far into it. I just wanted to make sure that he doesn't have this mark on his body somewhere. But if your necklace isn't glowing, then he's not one of these
Good enough.
things.
I'm thinking we should just bring Owen to the tavern and have him do a quick sweep. Like before, it wouldn't have worked because everyone was walking around, but at the tavern right now, everyone's pretty like we're heading out. But let's wrap up this conversation first.
I am very tired.
When are you moving on?
I don't know. I might stay for a couple more days. You said you saw Weiss, though.
A few days
We
ago,
Yeah, it seems like it was 6 months ago, but yeah.
there was a skirmish at an inn, and Ezra gives him the name of the inn. Kind of at the edge of the territory between the Publian Empire and the Fey Kingdoms. There was a skirmish between Publian forces and Fey forces, and we were there. He was there.
Did he fight in it, or did he left? Right?
He fought in it, and I thought he fought in it. No.
I thought he helped people escape.
Okay.
You actually kind of like nudged that along.
What do you mean?
You convinced him.
To help
Oh
the
yeah.
people
Oh
inside the
yeah.
inn
To
escape.
help people go. To go with them. Yeah. All right.
I am gathering my closest allies. I feel a strong pull, and I must follow it. I've already contacted 2 of them, but I need to find Weiss. Good night.
Good night.
All right. Where do you guys want to sleep, or don't you?
Well, we need to go back to the warehouse and meet the guy who we said we would take down south or downstream. I don't know if it's south.
Okay.
Clyde. We should at least go talk to him.
Yeah. You go back to the warehouse, and you do see people. You see Owen, and you see Dirk, but you don't see Clyde.
Um,
At nighttime, the warehouse, being large and mostly empty, is a pretty spooky place.
is your necklace glowing in here?
No. But everything kind of echoes, and I don't know. It'd be easy to hide in here, but really hard to stay quiet.
Um,
Can I try listening for a minute? Just to
Sure.
see if I can hear anyone hidden?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do you want me to roll?
Perception.
Perception.
19.
You
Frickin' final.
you do hear something that it is really faint, but you manage to sort of track it a little bit. It sounds out of place.
I'm going towards it.
Okay. As you get a little closer, you realize it's snoring.
Okay.
Slight snoring.
Okay. Who's snoring? I'm gonna cautiously investigate.
Sure. You get even closer, and it's all the way down on the end. And
I told the party I'm gonna check this out over here.
I whispered,
You
check
guys,
your necklace when you get down there.
yeah.
there are 3 sleeping teenagers, kind of in a pile, fully clothed.
Is my
How many
necklace
of them are
glowing?
Aiden and Leanne?
Neither. Ryan and Leanne are early 20-somethings.
I thought you said how many of them are riding Leanne. Oh,
Ew.
Wow.
Jesus.
That took a turn.
Yep.
Are these
Yeah.
are these the teenagers I saw on the roof earlier?
Hard to say because you really actually didn't look at the teenagers on the
Dirk,
roof.
do you recognize these teenagers?
Dirk's not here. It's just Jana.
God,
You
he's
aren't
never
there
around when we
either,
need him.
Ezra. Jana sneaked off.
She's always sneaking around.
Okay, but my necklace isn't glowing.
It is not.
Do they seem okay?
You want to do a medicine check?
Yeah. Without waking them up. 16.
Okay. No, this one's definitely been drugged. You don't know whether that's self-induced or someone else induced it.
Okay. I'm gonna let the party know.
Jana comes back.
There's some teenagers over there who've been drugged. They don't seem infernal, but maybe connected?
I walk down there and wake
FYI.
him up. Try to wake him up.
Okay. You walk down to the pseudo pile of teenageness. It's clear to you when you get closer and you really look at them that they're not comfortable either. What are you gonna do?
I cough loudly to start.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything. It does echo inside the warehouse, though.
I'll shake the top one. Nothing.
Their breathing is deep and regular.
I don't know. Fuck am I supposed to do with them?
Right? Let's put them so they're more comfortable, at least.
That's nice. Yeah, there's
Can
like
I?
grain sacks and stuff you can kind of like use as pillows and like,
Well,
you can put a little
your leg falls asleep if someone's lying on it, Like,
right.
I don't want to wake up with dead legs.
Can I? Can I look around and see if? Assuming these 3 were drugged, do they look like they were working, or they just like passed out here?
The way that you found them, like, it's not like they were like, oh, let's cuddle puddle, right, and then fell asleep. This was like zonked.
Are there like footprints on the ground leading to them, like dust in the warehouse floor at all?
There's so many
Yeah.
footprints
All
here.
right.
It's a highly trafficked area.
Are
Worth
there
asking.
any am I there now? Sorry, I had a phone call come
Yeah.
in. Are there any clear symbols anywhere on their visible skin?
No.
Great.
That's not true. The one on the bottom has a tattoo. Yeah.
Of?
Um,
It's a It's a rooster on top of a dachshund, isn't it?
It's a rooster. No, it's not. She's not that cool. No, it seems to be like a family crest, maybe.
Does it look like they were dragged? Like, are there lines in
Do
the?
an investigation.
I'm fucking really good at
Want me
that.
to do it?
Sure.
Are you gonna say what you're looking for?
I'm looking for lines to see if they were dragged here.
I was talking to Zerwin, but yeah.
24.
Yeah, no. At least one of them was definitely dragged.
Are they bound at all?
Nope.
Can we follow where they were dragged from, or is it too muddled in there?
So it's right. You're on the very far end of the
Yeah.
warehouse, and it's right inside the door from like the south entrance. So like, if you like walked in, like if you walked in the door, and you walked just around the first pile of like feed bags, kind of, they'd be right behind it. So like someone just dragged them in, and the first like hidden place was right there.
Oh, but they dragged them in from outside the warehouse.
At least one of them, yes.
So is that like under where we saw the teenagers?
Why are you talking about their underwear?
I see what you did there.
Underneath the part of the roof that they were on.
Yep.
Okay. Dirk said something about seeing a struggle. I didn't pay much attention to that because that was when Gelatus was leaving.
I'll go outside and poke around. Once I go outside the warehouse, is there any signs of struggle or?
Outside, the night is, it's now it's getting close to 2 in the morning at this point. Between 1 and 2 in the morning, and the like festival has pretty much completely shut down. There's a few like hangers on, kind of like drunkenly singing to one another, and then you can sort of see it out in the torchlight, which is starting to dim and sputter, that there's some people making out kind of like randomly in some places. Um, the night is overcast and fairly dark. There's very little breeze.
How do you guys feel about? I mean, if these three have been stashed here, the person who stashed them is going to come back and move them before dawn. How do you guys feel about posting up and setting a trap for whoever that is? And it may be worthwhile to try to catch one of these things alive and trying to interrogate it.
If we can stop it from blowing itself up, like that one did.
I like that idea. Like we could get some rest on these grain sacks nearby.
Yeah, we
Or
could
on the
do a short rest
or on the
while we're
barge.
waiting.
So you guys want to kind of settle in and try to rest? I mean,
While hidden.
okay.
Or is there anything else we should do tonight before we
We could have
like
Zerwin
can
check
we have
in.
Owen sorry.
Go ahead.
Can we just have Owen do a quick like wander through the tavern and wander around the warehouse and just see if there's anybody infernal?
Yeah, because he's got two different abilities. I don't know how many charges he has left on either of them.
Yeah, that's what I need to check because he used several times.
Yeah, he used at least one since our last long rest.
He has 3 first level spells, and Detect Evil and Good is one of those.
Yep. So he could do it
And he
3
has
times.
2 left on his Divine Sense.
He should.
Divine Sense is the one that's shorter and closer, but a little bit more specific, I think.
Yeah, he can do a walk around.
Yeah, I think maybe we have him do divine sense in the tavern. That's the so
Check the windowsill in the sunroom.
any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover. Well, maybe not. Maybe because total cover is relative. Yeah. Yeah, let's have him walk through the tavern with detect evil and good.
Go to bed.
Okay.
I'll go back with him just to kind of check in with the owner.
Yeah, that was the thing that I was originally talking about. Or
Sign
about
off.
to say.
Yeah, sign off for the night.
Okay. The owner thanks you. Says he noticed you were gone for a while, but there was no trouble, so
Yep.
yeah, it's really winding down, and he looks like the owner's going to close around 2 in the morning. So he's like kicking some people out, but he's only going to close the bar because it's also an inn, so he can't just kick everybody out. So they basically stop serving alcohol and food, and people are
I,
starting to leave en masse.
I'll help him clear out any hangers on that he doesn't want there too.
Okay.
Anybody left in the bar who looks suspicious?
I mean, at 2 in the morning, everyone in the bar looks suspicious because they're drunk.
You sound like a fucking jaded old bouncer. That's what you sound like right now.
That's fair.
Okay. Does Owen sense anything?
Nope. No. Um. So where do you guys want to try to set up? Do you guys want to try to get some sleep, or?
Yeah, we should. Why don't? I think we set up right on the barge.
Is
Take
the
some shifts.
is the slip right next to the warehouse?
It's on the opposite end of the bodies that are stacked. So you'd have to try to pirate somebody else's slip on the south end, and then you could be pretty close, or you'd have to set up sleeping inside the warehouse.
You said that there are crates right next to them, right? They're behind some crates.
Yeah, there's stacks of grain in bags, tons of them. And each of those, like, there's basically pallets, and on those pallets are stacks of like burlap sacks chock full of grain, and there's
Are
dozens
there
of them.
any empty sacks around?
Sure, yeah, there's empty sacks all over the floor.
I'm gonna hide inside of one of the sacks, and I want to be close so I can really hear. I don't want to be on the opposite end of the warehouse.
You need to get some rest though.
Yeah, I can do a short rest inside a sack.
Okay.
Short rest sack. Name of my next emo band.
Mix sack out. Why don't we have people sleep on the sacks not far away, and then we have one person keeping watch, someplace where they can sit and see the teenagers and also the group, and then we can take turns setting a watch.
Okay.
I can take first watch.
Well, I mean, is anybody going to be able to get a long rest?
Well, that's the thing. It's already like after 2 in the morning, and
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
a long rest, I believe, is 8 hours.
I think so.
So you're gonna guess that this warehouse is gonna be busy before
Yeah.
10 in the morning.
Okay.
So if you want to have a long rest, some of you are gonna have to go sleep on the barge.
Well, I was thinking about getting Owen a long rest because
He's
Yeah,
used a lot of stuff.
well, no, yeah, we're. I think Bill, you said he's like out of heals, so he's kind
maybe
of
Ezra and
wanna.
Gelidus too.
I mean, I'm good. I have not. I've used like 2 spells.
And I'm fine. a short rest is perfectly fine for me.
Yeah, and a short rest would replenish all of my sorcery points I've used.
Okay.
So
Let's send Owen for a long nap.
Owen
And Gelidus.
and Gelidus. You want to send Dirk for a long nap? Or no?
Has he used
Yeah, I think
He used
Yeah, so
one.
he
used
gets
an
his
ability to
animal stuff back.
we want to
the
talk.
invisibility ability to get to the raft, right?
Yeah, he can nap too. The three of us can
Is
do
this
short
going to be
rest.
annoying having this here?
Not for me. It's an improvement.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like an evil mustache. There it goes. So Jana, are you gonna long rest or no? You gonna rest
No,
or no? No?
no, I'll short rest.
Oh jeez. Alright. So Ezra, you're gonna literally sack out in a sack.
Yep.
Zerwin, what are you gonna do? You're not super hidey, right?
No, but I'm a soldier, so I can sleep literally anywhere. So like I can hide. You can put me in an uncomfortable spot.
Okay.
That's easier to hide in. I don't need to be super
Alright.
sneaky. But you're gonna hear me fucking snoring anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna.
Well, if you're just short resting, you don't actually need to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of need to chill out.
Yeah,
Jana,
just stick me. I don't need to be right there. I'm athletic. I can cover ground quick.
Jenny, you want to go to the roof again, or do you want to go and like behind the sacks somewhere, or
Um, I want to be in the room, probably, yeah, behind the sacks, or if there's like a pile of sacks that I can hide on top of, and also get like a little bit of short rest while keeping an eye on it.
just out of curiosity, do you guys feel like we're saying the word sack too much, or is it just the right amount?
Not nearly enough.
More. We need more sackage.
More sack.
Yeah, we need a lot. Like, how much more sack
A
do we need?
lot more
Like
sack.
100% more sack?
I would say 250%.
250% more sack? All right. Well,
All right. Let's move this plan along. Come on. Got places to go.
yeah. Okay. Uh. Well, let's roll some dice, shall we?
Take my short rest.
Oh
I'm gonna
boy.
short rest with my axe in my hand.
Okay, you're there for about an hour, and then you hear footsteps approaching from outside the door nearest you, and there's like some shuffling and maybe like a little grunting, maybe.
Do we see anyone come in?
Um, there's some whispering, but like not like super great whispering, like kind of bad whispering. And then like, a good whisper would be quiet, but a bad whisper would be like kind of a little loud. Um,
Thank you.
it's a couple of voices. One of them is female, one of them is male. After a minute, the door kind of like swings open, and you see a woman and a man, and
Does
you
this
reckon
woman and man look like Leanne and Aiden?
it does not. The man looks like who recognizes him? Ezra, you recognize him. It's Grim Willie. He's uh he's absolutely making out with some local lass. Pretty much exactly like he said he was going to. You can't really make out the woman. She's got her
Like,
face
so he's the
sucked
one
in
who
his
came in.
face.
He's the one who came and talked to me, right? I recognize him.
Oh yeah, he did.
He was the one who was excited that I slept with a minotaur.
No, no, that was a different one.
Oh, it
That was a
was.
different one.
Oh,
No, Grim Willie was the one who reasoned with Gelidus and Ezra.
okay. I got you. Okay.
They there's like a maybe like a little giggling, and then they start like moving back into the sacks a little bit. Um, There's definitely some groping happening.
Is my necklace glowing?
Nope.
Okay.
And then, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna, yep, they're definitely gonna land on Ezra's sack.
Oh no.
Oh god, this is the best thing I've.
Oh, we didn't think about this.
I rolled a 99 on my percentage dice, and I have never been so happy in my entire life. They plop directly on you and the sack next to you, Ezra. Now the question is, does she notice that her sack is not like the other sacks? Well,
Drop off.
she's pretty drunk. She does not notice. Are you gonna make any noise, Ezra?
Can I see my friends from where I am inside of this sack?
Vaguely. You
Uh,
actually could until a shirt
until I'm
lands
blocked.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did my friends look like before the shirt landed on the sack?
I don't know. What's your facial expression, Serwin?
Oh, I'm just like I literally am like. I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
Can
I think
I? Sorry. Go ahead.
no, you please save me.
Do something.
Save me from myself.
Can I
Jinwoo
get
is taking
over?
his belt off.
Cool. Can I get over like close enough to touch the sack without them noticing?
What
No.
are you gonna do?
I'm hoping to steal you.
Excuse me.
Right.
Can I borrow this sack that you're about to fuck on?
Where am I exactly? Like, am I closer to the door than them?
I don't have a better plan.
So, Ezra, Zerwin, Jana, and a triangle. Like if the door opens straight, they'd walk straight to the door. They'd walk into your hiding spot, Zerwin. If they went left, they'd walk into Jana's hiding spot. They went right, which is where the children are. They would hit Ezra, and because it's out of sight and close to the door, that's where they're going. As Jin Willie's pants drop.
All right, I will. Can I see? Can I see Ezra's face? I can't, right?
Not anymore,
Because he's tucked back into the sack.
because there's someone on top of him.
Well, a t-shirt and a person.
All right, I will pretend like I'm drunk and kind of stumble out from my hiding spot, knock over a crate or something, and
They're like, "Oh shit!"
walk
Jim
towards
Willie
him.
pulls his pants back up.
Who's there? I mumble.
Oh yeah, it's me. Shh. We're just inspecting these. Oh, the woman says, we were just out for a walk and decided to see what was happening in the warehouse. As she puts her shirt back on.
Uh-huh.
Do we notice any symbols on her body?
Not that you notice, no.
Oh well, I'm sorry to interrupt. I gotta go rock and piss. I'll leave you to it. Probably ought to maybe go a little deeper into warehouse.
Chin Willie's like, and he's like, come on, just come back here. And then
That's an improvement.
it is improvement, except then they walk around and they see the 3 sleeping teenagers.
What do they do? They still haven't noticed Ezra, right? I'm the only one they've.
That's
noticed.
correct. They have not noticed Ezra. The one's like, fucking kids were already here. They took the best spot. Chimley's like, all right, I know a barge. And they like sneak out like towards the docks.
Are they going to our barge?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's all right.
It's just,
We got
just disappointment after disappointment for these poor people.
Yep, they're gonna All right. So I will, while they're walking away, I will make my way towards the door and then kind of duck back into my spot once they don't notice me anymore.
Okay. That's the only incident of the night. Dawn rises. The warehouse starts to get a few stragglers here and there at around 5:30 in the morning, and by 6:30 in the morning, it's starting to get pretty busy. Ezra, you're gonna have to leave the sack because someone's gonna pick you up and throw you on a barge.
Yeah, I think once dawn is approaching, I'm gonna get out, and then retrieve the others and say, "Hey, should we like rouse these teenagers now? Maybe see if we can wake them up."
We're gonna end. I know it's 20 minutes early, but we're gonna end right there with the rising sun. And next week we should have Gelidus and Owen, and you can sort of decide what you want to do from there. But listen, I think this is really important because tonight you averted Ezra's drowning, you averted Zerwin's drowning, and you prevented 2 deaths, right, of members, and you also prevented at least 2 people from having sex, which I think is probably right up your alley, as basically pure killjoys in every way. So good job. I mean, there's some accomplishment there. You should give each other danger awesome points. I'm gonna ask the crowd what they think about danger. It's early. Some people might have tuned out, but does anyone in the crowd have a danger awesome point for any of these 3 absolute party animals?
Also, I mean, it's listed as having 5 viewers here.
At
If
one point
anybody
we had
doesn't
9.
know what a DAP is, say, "What's a DAP?" and we'll run through that explanation.
I still have a bunch of these dice bags with dice sets in them to give out to point
Ooh.
spenders.
What
Dice
color dice?
goblins.
What color are the dice in that one?
They're all random. This one was purple. I'm thinking about keeping this one for myself, actually. These are purple.
Yeah, color
I've
of
got,
royalty.
I've got some red. I've got some blue. I've got some orange. I've got some green. Yeah. Let me show you what one of them looks like.
Yeah. Do you have any that are like purple with green text? That'd be wild.
You can't really tell. It's too dark.
Oh, I miss it.
Hang on. These are the red ones.
Ooh.
They're like red, like marble, like red opaque marbled stuff. I'm going to
I'm gonna give mine to Ezra because I don't think he's got any dabs left, and he's just constantly using his talents to re-roll because he's been rolling so poorly for like a month.
I sorcerers have an optional ability that lets them, like, if they fail an ability check, they can re-roll it by spending a sorcery point.
Yep, but you're gonna get mine.
Mine
Nice.
goes to Ezra as well because I couldn't help with the notes tonight, but it's because I don't have any internet and I'm doing this on my phone.
what
Thank
happened
you.
to your internet?
I don't know.
It's
It
terrible.
blew over.
I'm gonna give mine to Zerwin for either willingly or unwillingly being thrown into the water to try to rescue me.
Yeah.
Pretty dangerous in heavy armor.
And awesome. He's not wearing heavy armor, but yeah.
I don't wear heavy armor.
It is
Medium
dangerous
armor?
and awesome.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
I think it's light. But wear it here.
It's called Barbarian Loincloth +7.
Yeah.
No, it's medium armor. I'm wearing spiked armor because that's how I get my
Spike attack.
spike attack.
I'm gonna give mine to Zerwin too for 2 things. What is that thumbs up that keeps showing up, Jana, on your phone? It's amazing. There's the thought.
Oh,
You're thinking good thoughts.
it's the thing where like if you do something, it will
Yeah.
like it like does. There's something else too.
What?
I
I don't.
forget
That
what it
doesn't happen
was.
with me. So I'm kind of glad that doesn't happen with me. You guys on?
It's an iPhone Mac thing.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Look at those.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give mine to Zerwin for the line. Hey Ezra, you have a book like that, which was probably pretty great. Maybe my favorite moment of the night. Um, confetti. Oh my god, what is that? That's an iPhone thing? Fireworks?
Well, I mean, I'm on a Mac.
Oh yeah, how do you make it do that?
I'm just clicking on them in the menu bar.
Oh
Dana
sure.
doesn't like them.
All right, y'all.
Thanks for watching, stream.
That's
Doesn't
it for
seem like
tonight.
anyone wants to give anyone a point. We're gonna remember this.
All right. Good night, y'all.
All right, everybody.